test of your reflexes.
I think Snake failed the test of reflexes. Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online 2. Let's jump back into the story, shall we? Oh.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
And there it is. You heard it here first, folks. Either subscribe, donate. Hi, Lantis. Thank you very much for that. The resubscription, 5 months in a row. Thank you very much, Lantis. I appreciate it. I see a little heart emoji. That was a great supplement to that intro. Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. I like it. A very strong argument, you know. So you're driving a hard bargain, but I guess I'll take it. Like, wait, but aren't I on the other end of that? Don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah, let's jump back into PSO2. But I hope you're doing well, Atlantis. I'm glad I was able to finally start on time today. The benefits of reducing my stream days down to 3. Is that I was able to actually get enough shit done that I was able to start on time. Everything else up right? Yeah. Just double checking tech shit at the last minute. Yeah, that's everything's good. Hi. My sister from another mother. How are you?
Which quest
How are you, Lantis? In fact, let me give you a shout out since we haven't even officially jumped into the story yet. I got plenty of time to do this right now. My sister from another mother. You know, I've kind of always wanted to say that. Oh my god. This is like that Family Guy meme. She looks one way from behind, right? You see her like this and you're like, oh, okay. And then you pan the camera, or you get her to turn around and you're like, holy shit, like...
This boy just got up! What? What the fuck?
It's crazy. Nanashi.
Which quest are you up for?
That's like a completely different... It just completely blows your mind. That's a totally different person from behind than from the front. You're welcome, Lantis. I appreciate it. I just appreciate you being here and hanging out with me. So thank you. Okay, so episode 6. Oh, yeah, when we ended last stream... Lantis, you missed it! Oh my god, okay, I gotta send you this after the stream is over. I gotta send you a small segment from last stream. We got new cast lore from one of the sub-stories. One of the characters who's a cast, she said she didn't actually become a cast until she was in like grade school, because that's when her photon sensitivity, quote unquote, they called it, activated, which is something that normally a newborn already has active, and that's when they decide to turn them into a cast. But for her, it didn't develop until later in life. So then that's when she turned into a cast. They never made it clear if it was forced on her though, or if it was her decision. She worded it as saying she was allowed to turn into a cast. But it's kind of like... They left me hanging when I was like, well, but was it actually a choice, or... Because she also worded it by saying they took her out of school. When her photon sensitivity developed, they took her out of school to do that process. They took her out and they told her, and then she was allowed to turn into a cast, and then she had never told her friends, so then when she came back to school, she was obviously taller and a cast. And they were like, what the hell happened to you? And then she told them everything, you know? I believe that was... Wait, was that last stream or 2 streams ago? I think that was last stream right before we dove into the main story. We were doing sub-story stuff, yeah. Anyway, so we finished chapter 1 of episode 6, which was very short. It was just 2 missions, 2 main story missions, which one of them was an actual combat sequence that went on for a while. You know, several cutscenes and all that. We lost our mothership. Shiva took it over. It's hers now. Shao seemingly died at first, but then it turns out he just went into a hibernation state to save himself, but he put himself inside of Sarah, who's obviously, you know, they're obviously a couple. I mean, come on. She's obviously like, you know, his lover, Sarah, now has him inside. So they become like but he's dormant because if he woke up, apparently it would be too much for her body to handle and she'd die or something. So he's just lying dormant inside of her, and she can just kind of get echoes of his thoughts, maybe, or intuitions or something like that. She told us to head to Amduskia. I almost said Amduskia. I guess it's the same. She told us to head to Amduskia because that was Xiao's last words before he almost like died when Shiva nailed his ass. Well, she was gonna kill Sarah, but then Xiao took the shot for her, like a true gentleman, for his lady. But yeah, he whispered to her to go to Amduskia. We don't know why. But before we find out what the meaning behind Xiao's words are, we're gonna explore the sub-story, which there's a lot. One of them relates to the main story pretty well. Luther's confession. He knows something that he hasn't told us because Shiva was very interested in his name when it was brought up. He heard Luther's name and she was like, hold on a second, you know? Lantis, I missed your stream because I was doing Thanksgiving with my family. Aw, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Lantis. I remember a Canadian streamer I saw before, you know, they said that Canada's Thanksgiving is in October, but for some reason I thought it was near the end, kind of like a Halloween or whatever. I didn't realize it was towards the middle. I remember that it was in October, but I thought it was late October. But yeah, I hope you had lots of fun with your family and got to eat lots of good foods. The Armada of Annihilation attacks. We'll start with that one. We'll just go down the list. You're welcome, Lantis.
Sierra, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
Unidentified warp detected. Initiating telescopic imaging. What is that?
The bitch is chasing us.
An unknown fleet?
Shiva's not letting us get away that quickly and easily.
It's Shiva, the goddess of Annihilation's fleet.
Yeah.
So, the Armada of Annihilation?
Risa asking the real questions. What would she call it? Like, is that important right now, Risa? But that's so on character for her. On brand for her character, basically.
More importantly, it appears to be packed with hostile signals.
Yeah, Zera's like, dude, focus. We're about to be killed.
They mean to pursue us. Thorough, aren't they?
Yeah?
Claris, Craze, and I will use our fleets to draw them away.
Huey and I know how to put on a good light show, so we'll be perfect decoys.
Well, just don't die in the process.
Huey! Claire's craze!
No need to worry, predecessor. When Huey and I are together, we can't be beat.
Exactly. We're invincible. We'll keep the troops all fired up too.
By the way, I didn't say anything about this last video, but you know, Mitra said she can imitate the form of anybody she's touched. It didn't get past me that she did touch me. I know she can imitate my form now. I know that's gonna be a plot point later. Pretty obvious after she said that. And, you know, they showed a slow-mo cutscene of her shoving me, so it's like, I know she can take my form now. My
Leave the
appearance.
fighting to the combat bureau. You all focus on doing what we can't do.
Guess I'll join them then. I've said my piece. All that's left is to have a blast shooting up some baddies.
How many are there? I think you've missed some crucial streams, Lantis. You've been here for a lot of them, but the few that you haven't been here for, I think, would answer that question. So, Alma, she created Claire's craze within herself as an imaginary friend first, so she was the first. Her powers got passed on to Matoi, who's the second. And then Matoi's power sort of got passed on to Sarah, in a way, when she used her... When she gave her her staff for protection. The thing that leads to Matoi's downfall. Well, now it's been 12 years. 12 years ago. And so her powers were kind of passed on to Sarah, and then that's when Luther eventually... You know, he comes in and sweet talks her, and shortly after that whole thing, and then studies her powers, and that's how he created the one that was just talking right now. Oh god, I forgot her name. Well, she just goes by Claire's Craze, right? Or yeah, the one that was with Huey just now that was saying that she's gonna be a decoy. So that would be 3 because I think Sarah doesn't really count as one. She's kind of got a sample of the power, and then Luther created a clone of Sarah, which is the one that's with Huey right now, who actually got the title of Claire's Craze, so I guess technically 3. Everyone is either a Claris or a Falls. You know, I'm starting to see, now that you said that, Lantis, I'm starting to see more similarities between this franchise, or at least PSO2. Not the whole Phantasy Star franchise, but I'm starting to see a lot of similarities between this and the Kingdom Hearts saga. Everyone's either Xehanort or they're they're Keyblade Warrior of Light. I think the writers were definitely playing Kingdom Hearts during this, because when they made this, because I don't know, like you saying that just now just made me realize they can be, you can make similar memes between this game and the Kingdom Hearts franchise with the complexity of it. Or not even the complexity, just the absurdity of it, actually. The absurdity of things like that. Don't get Xehanorted. Don't get turned into a false spawn, or, you know, same thing, right? And then how many Claire's Craze are there? Like, like they both have convoluted plot points that just get turned into fucking memes, dude. Luther's confession. All right, let's hear it, buddy. Like how we always have these internal dialogues here in the shopping plaza for some reason. Have you played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, Lantis? Like, are you familiar with that franchise or no?
I had a feeling you'd show up. I'd ask what you want, but it's obvious. You want to know about Shiva, yes? I'm as informationally challenged on that front as you are, sadly.
Oh, shit!
Harriet told you most of it already.
Really?
I created Harriet. She was the ultimate photon vessel. Undoubtedly my greatest masterpiece.
You've watched enough for it to not make any sense, and you've watched enough. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. We'll leave it at that.
The vessel gained a sense of self, a will, not unlike the birth of intelligence itself.
Yeah.
Shion's beginnings.
This is
The
AI's
sudden
future.
birth of intelligence
In real
within
life.
the oceans. I recreated that phenomenon.
You were so proud of yourself, weren't you?
If not for those pompous barbarians who saw her as a mere vessel, she would have attained omniscience.
This is, again, painfully parallel with AI.
I had the time, the
My beautiful-
technology, the Akashic records to use as a model.
Yeah.
And yet, the people wished for an instant solution.
And they said, we don't care if she just developed the will. Take the will, the soul, out of her. We're using it to seal the profound darkness we accidentally made, right?
They ripped the original soul
Yeah.
from the vessel, poured photons into it, and used it as bait.
Yeah.
Bait for the profound darkness, which exists to expunge photons.
Well, I'll explain why Shiva absorbs photons then.
Their plan succeeded. The profound darkness entered the vessel, gained intelligence, and was bound to its physical form.
Yeah.
All that remains was to dispose of the body.
It's starting to make sense. I don't want to interrupt them too much, but it's starting to make sense why what happened in episode 5 happened. The profound darkness was stuck in a cycle after it failed to, you know, to take over Matoi or whatever. It was stuck in a cycle that we created through that whole incident at the end of chapter 3. It was trying to basically gain enough power to summon Shiva back from whatever dimension they sealed her in or something, right? But then it couldn't because we kept fighting it over and over and keeping it locked in that cycle, so eventually it changed its tactics and went over to Omega, and then now it succeeded in actually reviving, so to speak, in a way, Shiva. Makes sense.
But the barbarians miscalculated. The entity now known as Shiva had attained the ability to understand others.
And so the profound darkness by itself wouldn't have been able to do that, is what he's saying. They actually made it more powerful by putting it into the vessel he created and turning it into Shiva.
She left the Dark Falls, cancerous outgrowths of mortal desires, to tie her to this universe, all in anticipation of her eventual return.
Right, that's what they were doing through the first half of this game. Makes sense.
And that is what we are.
Yeah. Your guys' ultimate mission was to bring her back, basically. Gemini was the one who got the closest to succeeding after eating all of you.
So, a rather pathetic tale, is it not? Relating it to you is my way of thanking you. As a person, as Luther. You saved Harriet's soul. Knowing that has been most beneficial to me.
You cared about her, huh?
Shion was naturally aware of her as well, I suspect, which is why they were sympathetic.
That's why she didn't hate you. Shion, I mean. He understood your reasons for what you did. And now I do too. He sort of just wanted to get payback for what they did to Harriet. In a way. I mean, obviously he still wanted omniscience for himself and all that stuff, but like, it makes sense why he was already at Dark Falls before, and why it kind of amplified that ambition in him. Okay. Just to be with you. February 21st, I think we escaped Shiva half a week before this, maybe? Couple days?
Attention operatives! I know it's not easy, but this is a critical moment. Cooperate, and we'll get through this.
Phew. I think that's a wrap for the ship-wide announcements. You must be exhausted, Luke.
Well
Awesome.
done, Ulf. Oh, by the way, the Guardian's here.
That's your favorite character, Lantis.
Oh, welcome aboard. Sorry we're putting so much pressure on you.
I remember you criticized his voice acting last time, so...
We'll do what we can to help. I know we'll succeed if it's a team effort.
I'm gonna shoot his ass.
My next task is to get the
son
fleet
of
up to... oh dear. I'm getting dizzy all of a sudden.
You've overworked yourself, honey.
Ulk!
Jeez, are you okay? Luke!
Did she collapse?
Just got a little lightheaded there for a second. Thanks, Theo.
You can't just laugh this off, Ulk. You're pushing yourself way too hard.
Oh, is that how it looks?
Yeah.
You have to know your limits. If you keep this up, you're seriously going to pass out.
But if I don't make it count now, we're finished. This is no time to take a break.
You're right. We'll do it together then. Whatever it takes.
Oh my gosh, what is this, Theo? Usually you'd try to stop me, or shy away when things get tough.
She's growing a pair.
Indeed. The old me would have forced you to take a break, or just get depressed that I couldn't help. I'm still anxious about a lot of things, but knowing how committed you are makes me want to help you even more.
You always sound like you're chronically anxious, Theodore, so that doesn't really surprise me.
I made a decision to be with you, Ulk, and moments like these are exactly why.
Aw. Well, she's getting all red. You're embarrassing her, man.
Whoa, hey, you all right, Hulk?
I think she likes it.
I'm fine, just fine. In fact, I feel like I can do anything now. Thanks, Theo.
Cute couple equals cute couple, I guess.
It's nice you two are hitting it off, but can you save it for another time?
Zira's like, look, we get it. You guys are fucking and all that, but we got shit to do. Like, oh my god, that's an answer choice. Kind of cringy. Oh god, I'm not gonna be that mean. I think it's cute when couples get along and they support each other like that. I'm not gonna say that, but I will say I feel sorry for you, Zira.
Oh, why would you feel sorry for me? It's not like I'm jealous or anything. Not in the slightest.
Busted. She's like.
Sorry, I had you all worried for nothing. I'm completely fine now.
So we just busted Zira. She wasn't actually upset because we have shit to do. She was upset because she was jealous. I didn't expect that. I thought that was a different context for the whole I feel sorry for you comment.
Time to get to work. I know we can overcome this and regain control of our future.
I think Zira's basically in the, why hasn't anybody hit on me yet kind of. She's in that boat yet, you know? She's starting to feel like, where's my knight in shining armor? When's he coming along, you know? Alright, we got this, Hulk. Oh shit, where's the button?
You son of a bitch.
100% not a voice actor. He's got to be someone's brother that they just dragged into the studio and said, hey, read these lines for me with no direction or context. Now, a genuine question, how do you know that though? Because I don't know if, like, his character is totally meant to be very meek, so I'm wondering if it's something you're picking up about the way he's portraying it, or... Because, like, he's supposed to act very weak and sort of, you know, like, oh my god! Like, so I'm not sure... I guess what I'm saying is I think he's supposed to be like that, isn't he? Like his character is supposed to be very sort of, you know, the way he is, I guess. So I'm wondering what it is about the voice acting that isn't like in touch with that or something. I don't know a lot about, you know, that whole subject, so I'm not sure. If it was done intentionally, it's painful. So it's not like believable, I guess, is what you're saying. It just comes across as like he's just trying too hard and missing the mark. Because I think if that's what you're saying, I've definitely heard that in other games. Like Krauser in Resident Evil 4 Remake comes across that way, especially in his first scene when he first appears. He sounds like the voice actor sounds like he's trying too hard to imitate the original voice actor of Krauser from the original Resident Evil 4, and it kind of gives off that vibe. Like it's just you kind of cringe a little bit. Like it's a little painful. Like he's trying too damn hard. Like maybe he should have just done his own thing, kind of thing. The delivery is flat. There's no emotion behind it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I get it now. I get it. That's what you mean. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, because I saw that with that Krauser. It kind of grew on me over time, but the very first time it came across like how I explained, it's very much the same way as with Theodore. Like it just felt like he was trying too damn hard to be someone else, to imitate the other voice actor from, like, you know, a decade prior, basically. Or a decade and a half prior, however long. How far apart are those games? I think Resident Evil 4 came out in 2004? And the remake was just a couple of years ago, right? So... Jesus. 2 decades, yeah. But yeah, so I think that's a very similar situation that I can compare it to in my head. That dude was trying too hard and it came out flat. Okay, I get it. Photon absorption abilities. Oh, they're gonna talk about Shiva's ability to absorb photons.
Those photoners were remarkably strong, weren't they? Just like with Shiva and Mitra, they seem to be absorbing our photons to cancel out attacks. Can all photoners absorb photons like that?
If I had to guess, it's Shiva's protection.
Forced and unnatural? Yeah, that's pretty much what I understood from what you said, yeah. Yeah, he does sound like he's trying a little too hard to sound like really, you know, sort of like, oh my god, you know? That's the best way I can sort of describe it myself. It's just, and that's also why it was really weird seeing him go through his villain arc early in the story. Because he still sounded that way. But he was trying to act like a hard-ass edgelord, kind of, you know? Because he was depressed that Ulk had died. It was very weird. It was very weird. Yeah, I see what you're saying, you know? Okay, Shiva's protection.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what Matoy
Shiva is
said.
the only photoner who can absorb photons naturally. She exists to contain all photons, to absorb them. And so she does.
Okay, I see.
But it seems Shiva is capable of sharing this gift with her allies. The goddess's divine protection, if you will.
Does that mean all of Shiva's allies are capable of absorbing photons?
Correct. Each photoner varies in capability, however. They're far from invincible.
Oh, really?
Matoy's like, we have a chance?
Yes. Each photoner appears to have a certain tolerance for photon absorption. An attack that exceeds this photonic tolerance level should be able to harm them.
Overload them, basically. I just want to point out an observation I just made in my head right now, which is that Matoy and Shiva have the same color scheme with their outfits, white and red.
We already have proof of this. You were able to defeat those photoner troops, weren't you?
I mean, that's why Zera's first outfit was pretty much the base wear that Matoy has with Shiva's cape. It just naturally went well together. It's the same color scheme.
Oh, yeah. They were pretty strong, but we did manage to beat them. So, if we can just hit Shiva with something that exceeds her tolerance for photons...
Which sounds like a tall-ass order, considering what she is.
Yes. It should be possible to defeat her.
Did you want to get your body back, if we did? You want us to try and leave her intact?
That said, Shiva is the profound darkness incarnate.
Yeah.
She was created to contain all photons. We require enough strength to exceed such titanic photonic power.
Yeah, how do you get more power than all the photons that exist in the universe? Because that's the only way to hurt her, basically, is what she just said. That's insane.
That's gonna be tough. Huh.
Yeah, basically what I just said. Hey. How much more fitting can it be, though, for the final boss of the whole story, right? I mean, I assume she's gonna be. She's obviously the main villain of the final episode, and the whole story being the dark, you know, the profound darkness incarnate, so... Of course it's not gonna be easy to figure out how to defeat her. Ark's damage report. How many people did we lose? Probably a lot. They said they racked up a high score killing a lot of us.
Whew. Glad that's over with. ARC's independent operating codes. Never thought those would need to be used.
Excuse me.
Here comes Khosrow.
Oh, hi, Kostra. What do you need?
My presence is unwanted as always. I see. No matter.
What the fuck?
Excellent timing. I can get you both up to speed.
He's like, alright, I know I'm not wanted here, but look, I gotta say some shit. I am darkness incarnate. Atlantis has turned into Shiva, apparently.
We still can't predict what will happen, but the situation has settled down a bit. Firstly, Shiva and her forces now have complete control of the mothership.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious to us as soon as she took it over, yeah.
We're referring
She
to
kicked
it
their
as
asses out.
Mothership Shiva, and are currently searching for its whereabouts.
Well, that explains... At least now I know where I'm gonna be fighting when I finally get to that raid that's been fucking spoiled and announced over and over and over while I've been trying to play through the story.
Each ARC ship is operating independently. I imagine you're well aware of this, Sierra.
Right. There was some commotion at first, but everything's stable now.
ARC suffered overall losses of 40% in the last battle.
Jesus.
Including significant casualties.
We lost almost half of our fucking number. He destroyed us.
We're also currently investigating the enemies Shiva brought with her.
Those machine-looking thingies? Are they photoners too?
Artificial ones.
We can't say at this point. Reports indicate they have no will of their own, however.
She made a robot army for herself.
So they're mechanical weapons? Hey, looks like some data came in. Ah, too much data! Ah! Khosra! What's with all this data?
Surprise, motherfucker.
My oral reports only cover the bare essentials. You may peruse this data for a more complete picture.
Oh, I see.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
He's like, here's your homework. Bye. And there he goes.
Why does he always send it in such a disorganized state? Would it kill him to do some basic organization?
You suck.
Damn. Well, that's probably his way of getting back at us because we never want him there or something. Because he's always hella shady. This is the follow-up. Mysterious mechanical weapons. They're basically using the sub-story to drop enormous lore on... like, sort of extra background lore on all the little things. The little detail, the finer details of everything that happened in the last main story chapter.
Those machine-like enemies we fought on the mothership were really powerful, weren't they?
Like details that if they put in the main story would make it drag on too long, so they put it as side story content.
The ones Shiva brought with her? They're under analysis as we speak, but we honestly don't know much about them at this point.
I guess all sub-stories have always been that to this, but like, you know. But, but here it's more obvious because they're literally talking about every little thing Shiva did.
Really?
Yep, no signs of life, so it's clear they're autonomous mechanical weapons at least. But their structure and materials employ technology Arx is unfamiliar with.
That might not be true, considering the comment one of... I think it was... Mitra. The comment Mitra made, or... Yeah, I think it was her. About Xeno's sword after breaking it.
Mechanical weapons created with unknown technology. We're calling them Lumen Mechs for now. Their mobility, armor, and destructive power were all off the charts. Who could possibly create such a thing?
They were created using photoner technology.
Those damn ancients.
Photoner technology's still way outside our grasp, I take it.
So it would appear. Even the latest Arx-developed technology is easily outstripped by outdated photoner weaponry. Almighty mechanical weapons, created with ancient cutting-edge technology to defeat the profound darkness. The corrupted were used to seal away the profound darkness by Shiva and placed under her control.
They've been further enhanced by the profound darkness's corruption.
The very weapons that were made to subdue her, he is now using against the rest of us, who can't even comprehend the technology.
So they're already tough enough, and Shiva's powered them up even more?
And she made him stronger.
How are we supposed to fight them?
They really are trying to send the point home that we're completely fucking outmatched here. Again, it's very fitting for the final chapter, the final episode of this story. Well, we managed to defeat them once.
Right, their armor was thick, but striking their flashy red sections seemed to hurt them.
They exposed their weakness after a while.
Maybe their armor was forcibly removed to receive Shiva's corruption. Whatever the case, I'm sure they're aware of it. Any weapon worth its salt will attack while keeping its weak points hidden.
But if we can somehow exploit those weak points, we can beat them. Once we have that figured out, we'll be fighting on a much more level playing field.
They gave me a shit ton of tri-boosts. Like, I don't have enough stockpiled from the daily. But from what I saw in some older YouTube videos, you didn't always used to get a plus 100% tri-boost from that particular daily. It used to be something else. A little self-confidence goes a long way. Oh, we're gonna check in with waifu Io. One of our more later additions to the harem, because we realized he really wanted to be part of it. Matoy is adorably hopeful. I know, right? She's such a sweetheart. I love her. That's why she's like the main waifu of the harem.
Damn that Shiva lady!
Did you lose somebody you... Oh no.
Our photons don't work? How is that even remotely fair?
Okay. She's just like, that bitch ain't playing by the rules. Fuck her, man.
We all did the best we could, and we couldn't even make a dent in them.
She's demoralized. But yeah, I was just saying, that's why Matoy is the... Well, he's equal to Zera now, but like, out of characters that are part of the story at least, he's the head of the waifu harem.
Boss, it just...
She's too cute.
It just sucks.
I know, Io. We're completely outclassed and outmatched, yeah.
I let everyone down again, and it feels like I'm useless to the cause. What was I supposed to do?
Wait, you shouldn't feel that way. We all had trouble fighting. We did what we could.
I guess so.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, we really did, didn't we? But we barely even put a scratch on him. I refuse to give up. I know we can still do something. I know I can still do something.
That's the spirit, yeah.
Instead of just taking orders, I want to use my own judgment and make decisions I won't regret. I may not be the toughest operative around, but I'm gonna think this through and fight with everything I've got. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll even earn a compliment or two from you, boss.
Ah, we're getting to it. There it is. She had to simp at least once during this cutscene, right? She's like, yeah, I just have to try harder, and then maybe you'll notice me a couple times, a little bit more, right? Yes, Io. I'll give you a compliment.
I didn't mean that. Not sure where that came from.
Oh, it slipped, it in, huh? Yeah, it slipped?
Oh, shit. Anyway, I'm gonna go make myself useful. See you later, boss.
Bye. Make sure to cover up the redness on your face. And there she goes. She let it out. She was trying to be a hard ass. Yeah. She said, notice me, senpai. Then she realized she was still talking out loud and was like, oh shit. She's just like, See? That's what I was saying. There was a scene near the end of episode 5. What you were here for, Atlantis? When she made it pretty obvious, you know? Like, she's always hinted at having a crush on me or whatever, but like, you know. She was just like, what was that one line where I officially added her to the... Yeah, you were there, because you even said something about it. Where I added her to the harem when she was like... She was saying something about getting noticed. So basically the same thing in different words. And then she was like, but you know, the person that I'm interested in is like in high demand or something, she said. Oh yeah, she was saying maybe someday I'll actually find somebody, like a significant other. Because I think she was talking about the marriage between Zeno and, what's her name? Like, maybe I'll find someone like that someday, but you know, the person I'm interested in is like in high demand right now or something. It was pretty obvious she was talking about us. That was good stuff. Io's a cute simp. I like it. A darkness dweller's burden. I wonder what he's got to say. Kyoki and Zira. Will be an interesting interaction.
Emergency! I think Kyokuya was snooping through your records.
What the fuck?
There's access history in the database, too. Did something happen between you two?
Wait.
He heard that.
Signing off.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I had good reason to look into your past.
Yeah?
The hero who saved the universe. The rumors were true after all. Your Ark's great hope. However, the greater the hope, the greater the despair upon its loss.
That's true.
You're admired, revered. What happens when you vanish from the world? Did you consider that? You should have never become a beacon of hope. You should have never existed in the first place.
A bit harsh.
Don't give me that look, Guardian. Even if I kill you here and now, she'll fall into despair regardless. You need to live a long and healthy life, as her greatest hope, as Ark's. Oh, did that shake you? Very well. Let us extend that lifespan of yours, however briefly.
Where's this
Allow
going?
me to share with you an incantation most dreadful. O mighty shadow, vanquisher of the light, be my strength, as fangs to the foolish. Arise within me, O phantom! Bruh. Your thoughts?
Dreadful's one way to put it.
You have the makings of a phantom. Allow me to educate you. If heroes favor power, phantoms favor craft. Do not confuse this with technique or skill. One must fight with the power of shadow. Not that I need to tell you.
Oh, I saw somebody using that.
You already wield the might of darkness, yes?
He knows.
To become a true phantom, you must be willing to employ any means necessary.
I will say I do like his outfit. I kind of wish I could have it.
Turn your ear once more to the darkness lurking within you.
There's an NGS upgrade version of it. That'd be nice.
There he goes. Certainly has an unconventional view of the world, doesn't he?
That's putting it nicely, yeah.
But for some reason, I have this urge to start chanting too. You're a scary guy, Kyokuya.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Zira's like, please don't kill me. He has a certain view of the world. All being an edgelord, Zira. Lots of people try. He gets pretty close to nailing it. But he has his moments where, you know, he kind of falls flat but doesn't realize it, you know? That was one of those. I wonder what he would have said if I said, what should I think? I kind of want to go back just to see that. I'm guessing it's episode Kyokuya. Yeah, let's see what he says if I say, what should I think? He's probably still not gonna notice I'm even trying to mock him at that point, and he's gonna like just say something that I'm not even sure. What should I think? See?
Terrified beyond words.
He thinks I'm scared.
Very well. Allow me to educate you.
Rather than just going...
If heroes favor power...
Okay, the rest is the same. Alright, buddy. You keep doing your little shadowy things. Keep at it, buddy. Phantom or Dark Hero? Is a direct follow-up.
May I ask you something?
Oh, I was like, hold on, there was something else I wanted to say. I just remembered it. I shouldn't have, yeah. So I started this scene a little prematurely. I just wanted to comment on the thing he said earlier in the conversation. Sorry, that second half of that cutscene just completely bombshelled what he said at the beginning. When he was saying all that stuff about I shouldn't have existed, that kind of view just sounds like saying, I wish I'd never, like, met this person that I spent like 25 years of my life with, and they were like the love of my life, and they made me so happy, and it was like the best experience ever, because now they're dead. So I wish none of that had ever happened, so then I wouldn't be sad right now. It's like the most cynical, pessimistic attitude ever. It's like, why not just appreciate the time you had with them, as opposed to being like, it should have never happened, because then I never would have felt this heartache, I guess, like the heartbreak of losing them because they died or something. It's literally just optimism versus pessimism, how you choose to interpret that. And he obviously went with the pessimism. He was like, you're a beacon of hope. That never should have happened, because now if you die, everyone's gonna be like hopeless, essentially. It's like, bruh. That's such a negative way of looking at it. You know? There's just two perceptions. There's optimism or pessimism. It's, you know, not completely invalid, it's just very negative to look at it that way. Like, I wish this really good thing that happened to me never happened, because then I wouldn't have to suffer the fact that it's now over. I'd rather just, you know, that one saying that says, don't be sad that it's over, guys. Smile because it happened. I prefer that one. The opposite of what he said, basically. Okay, so Zira says, may I ask you something? She wants to ask Mr. Edgelord some shit.
It's about that new Phantom class advocate, Kyokuya.
Oh, she's asking me that she wants to ask about him, and he's probably listening right now. He's gonna surprise her.
I keep getting comments like, he walks so quick I can't keep up. Or, his scary gaze petrifies me. Or, he talks weird.
He talks with, well, I mean, that last one's pretty accurate.
So everyone's wondering what kind of person he is.
Exactly what they see.
I'm not even sure myself, honestly. I can't grasp personalities or thought process from data alone. So, I thought I'd ask you or his friend Stratos.
Really?
What do you need?
There you go. Just ask him directly.
You startled me!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Kyokuya?
A phantom lurks in darkness, employing the ears of the accursed to expose evil. You'd best be careful with unfounded gossip.
He's like, I heard you were talking shit. But he said it in like 3 times as many words for some reason.
Ears of the accursed? Is that some kind of ability to stop nasty rumors or something?
How should I know? So you like to eavesdrop, basically?
No. The ears of the accursed. Let that phrase burn deep into your psyche.
You know what? I'm gonna start taking notes from this guy. The next time I get caught eavesdropping on somebody or doing something kind of cringy, I'm just double down on it and just say something like that. Something really cryptic that nobody understands to make it seem like I was doing something a lot cooler than I actually was. When I was actually just being, you know, socially awkward.
Perfect timing. I'm Sierra, our ship officer. Could I have a little talk with you? I have so many questions from people on the ship.
This shit is great, man. I've been loving this entire little story arc with these guys. With the new class advocates for Phantom and Atoll. It's been good shit.
As you wish.
Thank you. Okay, first question. Why do you call yourself the Black Wolf?
Well, the black part's pretty obvious. Look how he's dressed.
It's my alias. Lurking in darkness. Lunging at the enemy's throat without hesitation. That's what I'm all about.
And looking very dramatic when you speak, too.
Okay, so if Black Wolf is your alias, how did you come up with it?
A wolf stalks its prey with no emotion, treading through the darkness to kill by fair or foul. It fits me perfectly.
Wolves are certainly handsome creatures. So, for the next question.
Yeah, right, Lantis? This whole thing.
You always wear black clothing and hang out in shadowy areas. Do you have an aversion to light?
I mean, he just said he travels in the shadows.
The light is too radiant for me.
There you go. Ow, the edge fits perfectly right after that line. You can't get edgier than that line right there. That's the one. Holy shit.
A phantom lurks in the darkness. Light is the bane of my existence, in a sense.
Yes.
Okay, I think I get it. And now for the final question. Tell us what is unique about the Phantom class.
If a hero is light, a phantom is shadow.
Ah, so you're my shadow. Okay.
The shadow can achieve a mission by means unthinkable to the light.
By being way more edgy. Yeah.
It never takes center stage. It exists without fail, plotting its next move.
Shit, don't fuck with this guy.
We dart through the darkness, wherever it is found. That is the way of the Phantom.
I know, right, Lantis? I do too. I don't go out into the sun because the UV index is usually pretty high for most daytime activities, and then it just, you know, that damages your skin. We have very delicate complexions as humans. We can't be out in the sunlight too much. We dart through the darkness, wherever it is found. That is the way of the Phantom. Yeah. He's only said it 500 different ways.
Really something. Not exactly sure what you mean about existing without fail.
I think he was just saying that just because he's not calling for attention, like being center stage as he put it, doesn't mean he's not there.
But basically, a Phantom is someone who gets the job done by any means necessary. An anti-hero.
Which I'm usually a fan of, but he takes it too far. I like anti-heroes, but not when they lean into it so hardcore that they become this. If Shadow the Hedgehog were human, exactly, yeah, exactly. It's like we talked about this before on stream too. It's like the difference between a paladin, a gunbreaker, and a dark knight, to use FF14 analogies. It's like paladin's the goody two-shoes, which would be the hero in this case, you know. This guy would obviously be the dark knight, you know. Super hardcore, edgelord, darkness incarnate, all that shit, right? And then the gunbreaker is the one in the middle. That's where I prefer to be usually, you know. It's just like you're a good guy, but you're not, you know, overly goody two-shoes about it, and you're willing to sometimes kind of do some shady shit once in a while if it's, you know, beneficial. But you don't go full on edgelord, darkness incarnate, hardcore dude like this guy. So I prefer a balanced anti-hero myself. But yeah, that's mostly right.
Would that be an accurate way of putting it?
Let's see what he's gonna say.
If you've reached a point of understanding, stay out of my way.
He even sounds like Shadow.
The ill-prepared will find themselves ensnared by the Phantom's curse.
The fuck is he going on about? Oh my god! Dude, speak English, motherfucker! English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Right, then, farewell.
All this cryptic shit he keeps saying.
I'm not sure what to say. He really does like trying to sound cool, huh?
Yeah, emphasis on the word trying, yes.
But I kind of get it. He's willing to use any means necessary, so we should think twice before approaching him.
That you probably should, yeah. Because, I mean, as cringy as he might come across sometimes being so hardcore as Lord, he can't back up his shit. You know, he almost surprised me a couple times, so.
Figuring out the meaning behind his words and the man himself is going to take some time, I think.
Yes, he's very cryptically poetic. That's very true. It takes a minute to really figure out what... It's kind of like, what's his name? Talking to that little sea turtle and Finding Nemo. The main character, basically, Nemo's dad. Where he's like, it's like he's trying to speak to me, I know it, you know? He does that, and the little kid's like talking and like surfer talk to him, and he has no idea what the fuck he's saying. That's basically what that whole thing is. This dude says so much cryptic shit that you're just like, what? What did he mean by that? But yeah, Atlantis put it best. If Shadow the Hedgehog were a human, that would be him. 100%. He even sounds like him. Like, as soon as Atlantis said that, I started picturing Shadow, and I was like, that's him. That's literally his voice. Except he has kind of a... I think a British accent in Sonic Adventure 2, at least. Shadow the Hedgehog, I mean. I still gotta watch the fucking movie. I said I was gonna watch the movie, and I still didn't. Every weekend just keeps getting booked up with other shit. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. Bow now, bow now. There it is.
You son of a bitch.
That song is on my favorites. Or at least in my liked playlist for Spotify. I liked that song growing up when it was on the radio, and I still like listening to it now. It's actually quite nice. I get why some people cringe at it though. I mean, it's basically like that guy, you know? But I still like the sentiment behind it, and I do like the song itself, so it's a good one. But yes, that is a very good way of putting it for that guy. Alright, now we're gonna learn about the origin of cosmogenic arms.
Well, what a coinky-dink!
Yeah!
I was just making some introductions between Harriet and Zig here.
Did he already offer to make any upgrades?
Harriet the Celestial. An assault rifle cosmogenic arm. I see.
Pretty badass assault rifle.
And where would Miss Harriet happen to be?
Inside the weapon, dude.
If you're looking for me, I'm right here.
Ah, so your photons formed into a cosmogenic arm. A special type, just like Aurora.
Are other cosmogenic arms somehow different? I hope this gets to the thing, the little cryptic hint they gave about Xenos' weapon.
Aye. Simply put, the other cosmogenic arms don't talk.
Okay, well I was hoping for more than that, but okay. Thanks, dude.
Although cosmogenic arms are known to choose their wielders, they usually don't speak. The Blade of Genesis, Clarissa III the Bright, and the other cosmogenic arms were not forged from living persons.
No, that would explain it, yeah. This kind of reminds me of the weapons that Soul Reapers used in Bleach. I really like that concept, honestly. The fact that they sort of have the weapons themselves have like their own personality, so they kind of become like the wielder's partner, you know? I thought that was really cool. I really like that about Bleach. The little bit that I watched. And that one guy who just didn't care and just used his sword as just a tool. So his sword was all worn out and shit. Like, you'd see him holding it. It was just this. It looked like it would break at any moment. It was just horrifically worn down and not taken care of at all because he didn't care about any of that shit and he just used it as a tool. His power just came from himself alone, only. But he was still able to keep up with all the other, like, head honcho Soul Reapers. And then when Ichigo defeats him, he looks up at it and he's like, maybe there's more. He's like, maybe I shouldn't have ignored my weapon. I could have been strong enough to actually win that fight. And then he looks at it and he's like, what do you say? You want to talk to me? Fucking silence. And he's just like, yeah, I thought as much. He's like, yeah, I figured you probably don't give a fuck about me after the way I've treated you. It was pretty funny. There's some dude with, I obviously forgot all their names. He had like spiky hair and an eye patch because he was missing an eye. Okay, so it says the Blade of Genesis, Clarissa 3 the Bright, and the other cosmogenic arms were not forged from living persons, right?
Aurora and Miss Harriet are another matter entirely. You both possess powerful wills. Their souls likely entwine with photons to change form, linking to their wielders to unleash their power. Cosmogenic arms of the past had souls as well, deriving overwhelming power through their ties to Shion. When the soul is exhausted, the armament reaches the end of its life cycle.
So cosmogenic arms used to be like Harriet, then, is what he's saying. Soul Leader has weapon people too? Soul Leader. That sounds familiar, but I think I might be confusing it with a different one. Oh wait, no, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I've... My mind is trying to confuse it for some reason with a different one, with a different anime with a similar name as that. I can't remember which one it was though. But I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I knew that much, that it was an anime, but for some reason it's not the one that I think I'm thinking of. Which, unfortunately, I can't name it because my mind seems to think it's that one, but it's not. I know it's not. Which, even if I knew, like, I haven't seen a single episode of either one, so it doesn't matter. I wouldn't know much about it anyway, but yeah. I'm still kind of like, that's not the one that that's not Soul Leader. There's a different one called that. Like, the characters I'm picturing are not that one. When the soul is exhausted, the armament reaches the end of its life cycle.
Such was the case for World's End. Though its form was restored, its full power was not. I suspect it lost its soul.
That's a pretty cool sounding weapon.
The soul that once dwelt in World's End likely fulfilled its role. Satiated. It simply vanished. It achieved its one true desire.
You may be right.
I think Harriet just dropped a hint of what's gonna happen to her. She's just gonna disappear once all of this is over, when we defeat Shiva or something. But also, World's End sounds like a weapon that might actually be strong. Just from the name, sounds like it might be strong enough to defeat Shiva, so I wouldn't be surprised if it plays a role later. Full or not, you know?
In that case, I pity Labris. Poor thing gets damaged and repaired over and over ad infinitum. Perhaps it longs for release. If only there were some way to ask it how it feels.
Well, how my weapons feel. They're not cosmogenic arms though, so probably nothing. Probably. Yeah, let me look it up. I need to. You made me curious. I'm wondering if Soul Leader is or isn't the one that I'm picturing in my head. These characters don't look familiar, so kind of. The art style is kind of there, but I'm pretty sure the one I was picturing in my head is definitely a different anime that just had like a similar name. Yeah, when did this come out? Humans that can transform into weapons. 2008? Well, that's the anime, I think. Yeah, so it is like an old school classic. Okay. Yeah, what was... I can't think of a solid example where I first saw that concept of weapons having like their own personality. I think it was a different... I think it was a video game I played a long time ago, but I can't remember exactly where I was like first introduced to the concept. Maybe it was a video game, maybe it was a TV show or an anime, I can't remember right now. But I've always liked that. I've always been a fan of it. That's not just a Casper the Friendly Ghost sort of thing, that's like general lore for ghosts, Lantis? But that seems to be what they implied, what you just said. Yeah, that sounds like what they were just saying. Is that like a common sort of thing with ghosts? I always assumed that was just something for Casper the Friendly Ghost because they always said it there. Especially in the... I don't know how many movies Casper got, but I remember the one that I saw, they mentioned it. And the main villain literally dies and turns into a ghost, and then she says that and just gets sucked away into the afterlife. So that is like a well-known thing. Like a well-known belief, I guess. I guess it makes sense, because every time people talk about ghosts, they're always like, you know, it's a ghost because it's a spirit lingering. It hasn't crossed over to the afterlife because of the fact that they feel like they still have regrets. There's something they wanted to do in life, so they're holding on, you know. I guess it makes sense. Alright, well, I would say let's finish these three and then wrap it up, but it could end up... Any one of these three could end up chaining off into another little, you know, sequence. So it could just keep going and going for a while. I mean, that happened before. That happened literally a few streams ago, where I thought it was like the last one, and then it opened up like 5 more all of a sudden. So we'll stop it here. It's real lore, not just a made-for-movies thing? Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Lingering regrets. It's really sad, you know? We typically think of ghosts as being scary, but they're actually tragic when you actually apply that. It's that, like, that's the actual lore behind a ghost. Like, it's actually tragic. Pretty sad. You know? And like a lingering memory of a life unfulfilled. Everybody just kind of focuses on the spooky aspect of it, but I think that's actually pretty sad. But yeah, anyway, so we'll leave it here for now. So thank you very much for watching, folks. I appreciate the support across all platforms. Thank you, Lantis, for coming by. I appreciate your company as always. My sister from another mother, as I said, as I said before. Which I can now say that, since you said you think of me as a brother. You love me as a brother, so I can say that. I love you as a sister from another mother. I like it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. With that note, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Don't die. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, good night. I'll see you all then. Peace. Thank you for the adventures. And the edge. Yeah, the edge. I think we're... As long as that guy stays around, we'll get plenty of really fun slice of life anime moments with that guy. That's for sure. He takes himself so seriously, he doesn't even know when people are like mocking him or making fun of him. Good night, Lantis. Bye. Bye, everybody. Have a great time.
Ooh.